There was a time we were doing 35, 40 bags per acre. Right now, I am doing 15. It's by good luck.
Are you saying that anytime I see a plant, that one is like a thief stealing nutrients from the soil?
You are removing, exactly.
So land is supposed to rest?
It's supposed to take a rest.
But I only have 2 acres and 10 cows. How will I manage to rest the field?
pH, which is not a nutrient, pH is let's say it's a status. For you to have quality organic matter, you have to have all the nutrients in your soil.
So, because you have talked about so many things, you have talked about the organic matter, you have talked about phosphorus, you have talked about nitrogen, you have talked about potassium. How do I know if my cells are lacking those, or maybe they are in excess? How will I know? Maybe I can just scoop a little bit and I check this one, I look for phosphorus.
Let me go back a little bit, and I'll come to how do I get to know that my soil is lacking from whatever is on the whatever has been planted. Now, look at it this way. You've planted, and from your thinking, you've gotten the right seeds. The question is, now what you are saying is, if we are getting that phosphorus and it's needed by your crop, one, we have to get to the source, because we have to identify where we are going to do. But for you, first of all, is you, the farmer, to be your main scout of your farm. When you see your maize, one, they have stunted and they are turning purple. It means you are missing a phosphorus. Stunted, what I mean is that the growth is not as fast, as vigorous as it is used to be. You will find like 3 months old maize is like 1 foot. Of course, there's something abnormal about that. So what do we do? If you see a purplish coloring on your leaves, you're lacking in phosphorus. What are you supposed to do? I'll come back to that. If you see your yellowing is on the veins, and maybe from there it starts with the veins and also from the tips, and then comes and covers the...
That is the leaves.
The leaves, yeah. And covers the whole leaf. We are missing on nitrogen. If you see now yellowing around the tips of the maize, the leaf, and then from there it starts to wilt or to dry outside, inside, you are missing in potassium. What you are going to do, you are supposed to do is not, you are not going to uproot the crop, because you have done it. What you do is you make an intervention in between. That is where now top dressing comes in. You top dress using N, P, and K, because you see we are missing in all nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We are going to use, let me finish completed, because the farmers will need answers. Answers will have to take them to where to source there.
Before you give those answers, because it's a planting season, and we don't want to get to those heights of noticing deficiencies when it's too late. Now, at this particular time, this planting season, or maybe the others will plant next month, or maybe the others that their season will start in 2-3 months time from now. Now, how am I supposed to prepare so that I don't, how am I supposed to prevent for these, to prevent the occurrence of these deficiencies, rather than I end up treating them, which definitely will be more costly. What am I supposed to do before planting to know that my soil is deficient in this and this?
You are looking for a proactive way.
Yes.
A proactive way is obviously the soil test. A soil test will give you a whole clear picture. Every parameter will be analyzed. After analyzing, we are going to tell you your range is this against this range. Let's say your pH is like 4.8, and for maize to have maximum uptake, you are supposed to have a pH of 5.8 to 6.8. So how are you going to improve on that? We are going to give you recommendations. We are going to give you a whole guide of, it's like a whole diagnosis of your soil against the guides that are supposed to be. So with that, we are going to give you recommendations on what you are supposed to do before planting, at planting, and at top dress level. Pre-planting is that is when we recommend you do things like lines that are supposed
let me just be more practical. So where do I take my soil for analysis, and how much will it cost me? Because I'm a farmer and I'm farming to make money. So I'll definitely do a cost-benefit analysis. Between doing this, the cost of maybe where do I do the soil testing, how much will it cost me, and if it will be expensive, can I just gamble and wait for deficiencies? Then I work on those deficiencies. Maybe you give us an explanation on those issues.
For you to have a professional result, we do advocate for professional sampling. As crop nuts, what we do is that we have agents everywhere in the country who will come to your farm, take soil analysis, the soil samples, send them to the lab, and have the results sent back to you via the same person who came to your farm, because these things are technical. And being technical, it means that you'll have a sit down with the guy who came to your farm, explain, and give you a way forward. Like now, what you asked about the cost, the benefits. Our soils, our reports differ in terms of prices, differ from what analysis we are looking at. We have a complete soil analysis whereby we do look for both micro and macronutrients. The way I've explained them, there are those nutrients that are needed in large amounts and those needed in small amounts. A report like that will cost you 5,000 per 3 acres. We have a basic soil analysis which will cost you 2,500, that will analyze only the major nutrients, and we have for a starter soil scan going for the 1,350 for any starter who would like to know the general overview of the soil. Every report will come with recommendations. It will tell you your soils are at risk and how to amend the soils to attain optimum status.
Our viewers are elite farmers, and I'm sure you as crop nuts, you can be able to give our viewer the best out of those 3 modes of testing the soil. Which one is the most beneficial? Because when I compare a 1,300 per sample and the other one is 5,000. So how do they differ in terms of the analysis done, and which one is more beneficial to the farmer?
Of course, the comprehensive one, that one is over 5,000, will give you everything. It will give you even the smallest element that is needed by that maize or that crop to grow. So for a farmer to go for that, and again, you will not have to do for the starter soil scan, you are supposed to do it every planting season. But for a complete soil analysis, you do it once in every year. So in terms of costs, you see, initially it is costly, but you'll get to, at the end, you'll get more planting seasons as compared to the starter soil scan. So the cheaper the analysis is, the more frequent you're supposed to do to repeat it.
I'm looking at this full analysis you did for dairy networks, and I want to appreciate I want to pinpoint. I can see our viewers, as you can see from that block. You can see that the soil is deficient in phosphorus. I don't want to. I can see there are three categories here. We have the low, we have the optimum, and we have high. So for low, I can see the phosphorus is low, magnesium is low, sulfur is low, copper is low and total nitrogen is low. So just for the purpose of this specific field, what does it mean when the phosphorus is low? It's a planting season. I haven't done a soil analysis. The phosphorus are low. What fate as a farmer is awaiting me?
A very good question, because it's all about, you said your phosphorus is low, and previously I had said that phosphorus is all about root development. You as a farmer, you've added your fertilizers, you've added your manure. There are those natural nutrients that are in your soil. But what is your interest, if I may ask? When putting that manure, why are you putting that manure? It's now to you.
I'm putting the manure. Okay, I'm just a farmer, and I found my grandparents doing so. My parents did so. So I've taken over the farm because maybe they have retired, maybe they have died. So I'm just an innocent inheritor of that land, and these are the practices I saw. So I know every time I have manure, I have to take it to the shamba. So I'm just an innocent inheritor doing
For what? For the crop to uptake. Sindio?
I know it's beneficial. It contains nutrients that are beneficial.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I like your line of argument, because that is where what is there in the villages, that they know manure from the unit, or from the zero grazing unit, or from the animal in a waste is taken to the shamba. It adds fertility, and after adding that fertility, what does it mean? Is it taken there to rest, or to be taken by the crop? To be taken by the crop via the roots. So what it means is that when phosphorus is lacking, it means your root development is compromised. And the further your roots spread, the further the catchment area of the nutrient, the further the catchment area of the water. So even if it rains, just kambua kidogo tu, from the catchment, that plant is able to capture maximum. And like, look at it this way, Jogona. We are talking I know this platform is for the dairy farmers. What happens if you have a plot of 100 by 100, and now you tether, let's say a cow, or with a rope of 5 meters.
The cow will just sit within that diameter
that diameter.
That radius of 5 meters.
Of 5 meters. Now, what happens, what it means is that cow is going to starve, not because there is no grass after the 5 meters.
Is that what this generation call thinking outside the box?
Yeah, because now you look at after 5 meters, there is grass. But the restriction is because of the rope. Now, outside the catchment of the because of the lack of phosphorus, the root network is compromised. It's very short. So it means after the crop has exhausted the catchment area, it does not mean that the other outside the catchment area there are no nutrients. That's why we space the crops, for it to give that coverage, the catchment for the nutrient. So it means once the catchment area is exhausted, the crop stands.
So I need a lot of phosphorus for root development.
For development.
Now everyone is advocating for NPK. Does it mean we are compromising on the root development?
Yours
TSP.
Yours was not even DAP.
It was TSP.
TSP is superior than DAP in terms of phosphorus. Crops grow because of nutrients, it's not because of water. Water is just a means to transport the nutrients.
Avocados do abort.
Yeah, they do fruit abortion. Okay,
my soil is deficient in magnesium and sulfur. When that crop is growing, what will be the side effect